Hi, and welcome to Psychic Today. I'm your host, Jill Roberts, and it is the end of June of 2021. I'm sitting on the terrace here in New York City, so you can hear the background noise of, actually it's morning, so it's quite quiet if you're in New York City, but today is the Pride March, and so it might get a little noisy, so I figured I would do it here in the morning. We have a lot of special things coming up this summer. I'm going to be having fun and talking with friends like Adam Barrett from Crystal Connections, my friend Glenn Nuthall, who is an expert on so many things, and another medium, Tony Rodriguez, who is going to come on, and we're going to talk about mediumship and what we do, how we do it, and how all of you can do it too. So it's going to be an exciting summer. I have a couple other guests lined up as well. And today, I just want to talk about in the intro the high-minded clarity and vision that is coming through at the end of June now and the beginning of the summer, where you might feel a little bit of some sort of divine activation, a kundalini experience where you have a lot of energy and flow and creativity. And it's important to ground yourself while you're feeling this, because it's almost like an adrenaline rush where you can just, have a big spike of energy and just run with it. And we have to be mindful and always take self-care. Listen to your physical body, not just your emotional body and your chakras and, all your other subtle bodies. You need to listen to your physical body as well. We need to take care of the earth. We need to become grounded with Gaia. We need to get out in nature. I'm sitting here on a terrace looking at all high-rise buildings, and I want to get the heck out of the city because it's been way too long because of the pandemic of not being able to leave. And it's just having concrete all around me has made me feel claustrophobic. So I don't know if you feel that way where you are. We can feel claustrophobic in all types of areas, not just in an urban setting. So in the show notes below, you can leave me a message. You can type me a message. Let me know how you're feeling, because I have been feeling claustrophobic until recently, and it has been really tough. Even when I'm outside, I have been feeling that way. So, take the time when you can, even if it's for 5 minutes, to meditate, to ground yourself. And as a parent myself, I know life can be extremely hectic. My daughter just finished 5th grade. My son just graduated from high school. We're getting him ready for college. And it's a tough time because you're giving of yourself to so many other people and you're not taking time for yourself. So take time for yourself and ground, be mindful, and know that you can't help anyone else until you help yourself. So on that note, we'll be right back, and I'm going to do a little bit of channeling, and then we're going to talk about a really interesting, one of my favorite stones, Astrophyllite. Welcome back to Psychic Today. I'm your host, Jill Roberts. And before I start, I just want to let you know that Anchor has collaborated with Spotify in what's called a green room, where we can have a live discussion. So I want you to look out for that. Before I go live, I will post on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube, it's Jill Roberts, Upper East Side Medium. On Facebook, it's under Jill Roberts, Upper East Side Medium. And on Instagram, it's UES for Upper East Side, UES Medium. And on Twitter, my handle is Jilla76, Jilla 76. So I just celebrated my 45th birthday 2 days ago. And so I'm coming to the part of my middle 40s, and it's actually an amazing experience. I see my son, who's getting ready to go to college, and he just seems like he thinks he's so invincible and doesn't have the wisdom, and he's trying to navigate life from the beginning, and it is amazing to watch and give advice to, and try not to be a helicopter mom. But he's going to my alma mater at John Jay College of Criminal Justice here in New York City, and so I couldn't be prouder of him. He is an amazing person and student, and graduated with the National Honor Society. So he is just the best of me, and I am just filled with pride and his sense of community and his sense of well-being and self-care as well. As you can hear, that's an actual just a bus going by, and I'm 15 stories up. So I want to do a channeling session with you. And what channeling is when you have your spirit guides, your angelic guides from, the Galactic Federation of Light, guides from other dimensions, other beings, higher dimensions than the third here, that come down and channel through you, as well as angels and archangels and everybody else. So what I am getting for the end of June is this high-minded clarity I was talking about in the intro. And you really need to take a step back, because your head is going to be in the clouds. You're going to be so energetic, and you're going to feel this sense of community, of wanting to get out there and be creative and do what you want to do. And I say take a step back because you want it to last. If you've ever done any type of psychedelic medication to enhance any spiritual awakenings, it's kind of like that, but without needing to take the ayahuasca or whatever it is. So you're going to feel different, but you're not going to know everything. You're going to think you know everything, but you're not. Right now, you need to be grounded. You need to be strong. You need to be strong not only for yourself, but for everyone else around you. Again, how can you take care of yourself if you're taking care of everybody else? It's like constantly taking withdrawals out of your bank account and not putting in any deposits. You need to really, whether it's journaling or tarot or meditation, and I know a lot of times when I tell people to meditate, it is because it's needed. And I highly recommend meditating on a daily basis. A lot of people out there, a lot of gurus will tell you, you have to meditate as soon as you get up in the morning. No, you don't. You have to meditate sitting in a chair. No, you don't. You have to meditate when you have time and where you're comfortable. I meditate when I get 5 minutes to myself, when I can channel, when I can feel my ancestors, my angelic beings and guides, my spirit guides, my team come in to work through me, to help my clients, to help my audience, to help my family, to help myself. And they come through. And it's just, it becomes easier the more you channel, the more you meditate. And I'm actually going to be doing a one-on-one workings with clients on learning how to channel. It's not difficult. We all can do it. We all can connect that way. We will all have different experiences. So whomever you follow, whether it be on YouTube or read or take courses with, just know your experience is going to be different than their experience. So it's not a cookie cutter fit for everybody. We all channel differently. We all experience things differently. And that's why we are both a collective and an individual. And the idea of polarity is becoming extinct. And this is where the new timeline is coming in, especially after the gateway of the summer solstice and the gateways we've had with the eclipses that are running through. So if you want to be divisive and you want to stay in that mindset, it's not going to work for the new timeline. You can make a choice. Either you want to be that way and you want to live that way and you want to hold on to those belief systems, or you want to move forward and connect with not just the earth and Mother Nature and Gaia, but with every soul here on this planet and beyond, to have a truly authentic experience, to connect with crystal beings, to connect with human beings, to connect with angelic beings. It is so important and so enlightening to just be without having to be angry and put yourself in a box, because we're not just the labels we give ourselves. We are so much more. We are all connected, and we have to remember we all are connected, and to treat each other with respect and love, and let the light in. Let the divine come through you, and approach everything with love, because that is the highest frequency you can get into. And until you open up and break down that wall around your heart, you're never going to be able to correctly connect and be the person that you're meant to be. My team is telling me this is what we need to concentrate on now. We need to do self-work, self-care in order to connect, in order to be who we are here to be. Because how many times do we want to have to come back to rectify the mistakes that we're making now, to rectify the situations and the relationships that just we keep coming back to rectify and mess up all over again? I don't want to do this all over again. I've done it many, 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 many times. And I know I have at least another incarnation to come back with, at least. Because there are things that are not finished, that I won't be able to finish in this lifetime. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But after 45 years, I never say never. So when I come back, I want to talk about Astrophyllite. Sorry for the noises here in New York City. It's still the morning, and it is still loud. But I wanted to be outside when I did this podcast, so please forgive the background noise. Hang on, and I'll be right back with a wonderful crystal being, Astrophyllite. So exciting. It's one of my favorites. Welcome back to Psychic Today, and of course I'm going to do a crystal being So today's crystal or stone is Astrophyllite. And some key words here are self-knowledge, realization of the multidimensional self, self-acceptance, forgiveness, which is incredibly important during this time. That's why I chose this stone to talk about today. And the infusion of oneself with light. The element is storm, and the chakras it affects are all of them. Within the physical body, below the physical body, and above the physical body. And if you want to catch the 21 chakra system, it is in my catalog of episodes. Definitely check that out. So, Astrophyllite is a complex mineral. A potassium, sodium, iron, manganese, titanium silicate, and it's very soft. It has a hardness of 3.5 on the Mohs scale. It forms in bladed crystals, which often occur in starbursts within its tan matrix rock. Its color is most often a coppery bronze, so it's a dark kind of brown, but it can also be golden yellow. Its crystal system is triclitic. It forms in cavities in indigenous rocks, especially nepheline sinites. It can occur as association with actimite, feldspar, brown micas, titanite, and zircon. It's been found in Greenland, Norway, and the USA, but most material on the market today has come from the Kola Peninsula of Russia. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that Francesca Mancini of Giardino Blu Jewelers in Milan, Italy, has made me a gorgeous Astrophyllite ring. And I thank her so much because her jewelry is absolutely pure energy, pure, raw stones and crystals. Nothing really tumbled. She's my only jeweler when it comes to rings and necklaces, unless I'm getting a power strand from Robert Simmons. But when it comes to my rocks and my stones that I wear, I go to Giardino Blu, which is beautifully crafted by the wonderful Francesca. And you can find her at giardinoblu.com and Giardino Blu on Instagram. Now, according to Robert Simmons, Astrophyllite is a gemstone ally for navigating the twists and turns of travels beyond the body. In the astral realm and the next several levels above it, it can help one achieve the state of lucidity, wherein one can make choices and take purposeful actions, even in the often chaotic domain of dreams. It's both a spur to expanding consciousness into a higher realm and to anchor, which can assist one in returning to quote-unquote home base, to grounding, no matter the extent of one's wanderings. So if you like to astral travel, if you know how to do it, this is a great stone to use. It has that bronze and that brown, earthy type of grounding stone with the gold flecks in it to kind of take you out there. So it can take you out and bring you home at the same time. The famous words of the Oracle Delphi, know thyself, might be the concentrated message of Astrophyllite. It can reveal the hidden pattern of one's divine blueprint or your life purpose, if you're willing to work with it a while in meditation. Another way to achieve this is to simply wear or carry the stone and then learn to pay close attention to the synchronicities in your everyday life. Following the pattern of the quote-unquote random events, you can discern the outline of what the universe wants from us and for us. Astrophyllite is both a magnet for those synchronicities and an aid to being more aware of the occurrence and meaning. Being out of alignment with your inner purpose can cause all sorts of symptoms such as boredom, depression, overeating, addictions, and whatever else that is destructive. Astrophyllite can aid you in shedding such states, not as a direct remedy, but an amplifier of your latent interest in the deeper and more significant purpose of your life. When we are absorbed in thrilling drama of self-discovery, such distractions and compensations are less attractive. So while we're on this Kundalini kind of high at this time, we should definitely use this stone, because then all the other distractions, the streaming of Netflix or watching something, binge watching something, or just not making time for yourself, becomes less attractive, and you tend to try and go there. I've stopped in the last couple of days of watching, being really on social media, except to thank people for their birthday wishes, and to stop streaming stuff and just listen to a book on Audible, to kind of go in my head and not just be kind of zombified to the screen. The complex structures and flashing reflections of Astrophyllite resonate with its deeper purpose, to shine a light on the mirror of consciousness, to illuminate your true self. Astrophyllite and Moldavite work together exceptionally well, especially in regard to activating one's higher purpose in life and insisting in one following that path. The acceleration they provide sometimes necessitates a rather intense burning of old karma, but for those who are ready, this is an immense blessing. Astrophyllite and Tibetan Techite combine to stimulate the Kundalini energies both within and beyond the boundaries of the body. If extra energy is needed for activation of the soul star, Naturalite and Scolasite are ideal allies. If the Earth Star is weak, black tourmaline, smoky quartz, and hematite can be helpful. I also find that phenakite can be helpful. Brookite can be helpful. All the Ascension 7 stones are helpful. Satyaloka Clear, any of the azestulites. If you're looking to expand into multidimensional beings or expand your awareness to the multi-dimensions, work with Sedona azestrolite. It creates an energy vortex. Holding that with Astrophyllite is an amazing experience. If you feel that you are too frightened to be out that far consciously, I would then use a grounding stone like the black tourmaline. Any of the techites, any of the meteorites are great to work with as well. That will take you out there. Now, a lot of people have wonderful experiences with Moldavite. It doesn't really do much for me, but, you never know. And if it gives you that heady experience, then use it. Definitely use it. Use whatever works for you. Just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. Again, same thing as with the channeling and with your spiritual awakenings and evolution. It's the same thing with energy crystals and stones that I talk about on here. Just because I'm saying that this is what this stone represents, this is what this stone can enhance and work with your energy with, doesn't mean that you're going to have that exact experience. You may have a better experience. You may have a different experience. You may have an angelic experience. It doesn't have to be a celestite or an angelite type of stone. Your spirit guides, your team, you'll have an experience. Even if you're just laying down, quiet your mind, meditate with these stones, you'll have an experience. And it'll be a positive experience because these are all positive things that we're doing. Now, Naisha Shan, who worked with Robert Simmons, also talks about Astrophyllite. And she talks about the fact that it's a storm element stone that activates your chakra column to become a channel for high frequency light energy. It activates and connects the soul star chakra above the head with the earth star chakra, which is below the feet. And the connection of these two powerful etheric energy centers, all other chakras in the body are activated. So because you have the soul star above your head and the earth star below your feet. When these two are activated, it activates the whole column within the physical body. It aligns them. It charges them. Astrophyllite enables you to resonate with and radiate the full spectrum of electromagnetic energy that is light. From the highest frequency energy to the lowest, Astrophyllite reminds us that the entire spectrum of light is necessary to our health and our spiritual growth. It carries an energy that helps walk-ins and ETs feel more at home here on Earth. It stimulates the higher chakras and encourages intergalactic and interdimensional communication and telepathy with beings from these realms. It can enhance telepathic communication on the Earth plane as well, allowing for more exact interpretation of psychic information and from channeling, and is an exceptional ally to employ when you wish to receive specific scientific or technical information from these other realms or from other times, such as once past lives in Atlantis, Lemuria, ancient Egypt. It can assist you in psychic time travel or intergalactic travel, and especially the new timeline that is being created. Again, it is your choice to change the timeline. So whether you want to get on the new one or stay in the old paradigm, that is up to you. Astrophyllite has the ability to direct light into the darkest recesses of your being and experience. It can help you perceive and understand one's most buried and unacknowledged thoughts and feelings. By bringing these shadows aspect of the self to conscious awareness, wholeness, self-acceptance, and self-forgiveness can be achieved. It's excellent for those who believe they are beyond redemption or salvation due to their ego investment in the shadow self. It can help these individuals to perceive their inherent divinity, fully accepting and loving themselves, deciding to live their full potential. For this reason, Astrophyllite can offer excellent support for counseling those who have been institutionalized in our criminal justice or mental health systems. It can also be helpful in exorcism and entity removal work. It can help you cut out negative implants and negative attachments. It strengthens the energy field, acting as a natural protection against negative or harmful vibrations. So it's a great stone. That's why I have it in a ring. It's a great stone to wear as a protection of your cell body, so you don't get those implants or you don't get those, connections to negative entities or just negativity, period. Electromagnetic energy is light energy and it is necessary for much of our healing and psychic work. However, very intense or focused electromagnetic fields can be harmful, and electromagnetic pollution is a growing concern in our society. Astrophyllite can mediate the effects of electromagnetic pollution, such as it's produced by the electronics, radio transmitters, cell towers. It even assists the body in processing a broader range of electromagnetic energy. It acts as a natural protection against radioactivity as well. So you get all those electromagnetic frequencies and those rays, and you don't want to have them constantly. As the Earth shifts and moves into its higher fourth dimension, the electromagnetic shields shift. So be mindful. You need protection, but yet you need the natural electromagnetic energy to infuse yourself with light as well. You want the pure. You don't want the radio waves and the cell towers to the EMF to constantly be infecting it in a negative way. You want the positive ions from it. Spiritually, Astrophyllite enhances the ability to communicate with ETs, interdimensional beings, and other civilizations from the past or the future. It activates the entire chakra column and assists the body in resonating with the full spectrum of light energy. It can assist in exorcisms and entity removal and in turning dark entities towards the light. Emotionally, Astrophyllite can help you accept your shadow self and feel more whole and accepting of yourself. It can give hope to those who fear the judgment of others or of the divine. It assists you in finding light in the darkest corners and in deciding to express one's full light in the world. And boy, do we need that after this year and a half of everything. We have a lot on our plate, and it's a lot to deal with, and it's a lot to take in and feel overwhelmed about. So it's a wonderful stone to work with for this. It allows you to face your darkest fears and reclaim your full power. Physically, it can energetically protect you against radiation and electromagnetic fields. It helps regulate the nervous system and enhances brain function. Yay, yay. Excuse me. Astrophyllite is useful in supporting detoxification on an energetic or physical level. I have an affirmation here that you can use while meditating with Astrophyllite. I'm going to throw up some pictures of Astrophyllite on the website, on psychicmediumnyc.com, on psychicmediumnewyorkcity.com, and of course on psychictodaywithjillroberts.com. Now, excuse me. I give these affirmations because they are good. Excuse me. I have something stuck in my throat. That's much better. Because it's very hard to turn off your worries, your thoughts. We have 60,000 thoughts a minute, believe it or not. And if you're laying there and you're trying to meditate, or you're sitting there and trying to meditate, it is very hard to concentrate when you have so much going on in your world. And we each have our own individual worlds, and really, it shouldn't be that way. It is, unfortunately, but we also are connected to something greater, to everyone else, and to the divine, and to the earth. So, remind yourself, when you do take the 5 minutes, or the half hour, or the hour, whatever time you have for self-care and for meditation, that to turn that off, turn your worries off. It doesn't exist right now, not for these 5 minutes, not for this half hour, not for this hour, because it's hard, and it is very hard, and it takes training to do it, and it takes time to do it when you're first starting out with meditation, which is why I give these affirmations. So the affirmation not only helps you connect with the energy of the stone, but it also helps to quiet your mind. So the affirmation is, I know and accept myself in all aspects, histories, and dimensions, and I call forth the highest manifestation of my spiritual purpose. I'll say it a little bit faster, and then I'll say it slower, part by part. I know and accept myself in all aspects, histories, and dimensions, and I call forth the highest manifestation of my spiritual purpose. Saying this must go by. So, as you say this in your mind over and over, it is pushing out those worries, those thoughts that are not needed right now, because you're trying to connect with the divine, you're trying to connect with your higher self, you're trying to connect with higher beings. So, again, I know and accept, and you can write this down, I know and accept myself in all aspects, histories and dimensions, and I call forth the highest manifestation, Let this ambulance go by. I thought coming out here early to do this would make it quieter. It is amazing. It is Sunday, and on the Upper East Side, on York Avenue, it should not be this noisy. I apologize. I wanted to be out here doing it and, thinking it was going to be quiet. I'll start again. I know and accept myself in all aspects, histories and dimensions. And we got to, and I call forth my highest manifestation of my spiritual purpose. And I call forth the highest manifestation of my spiritual purpose. I know it's a long one, but if you just say to yourself, I know and accept myself in all aspects, histories, dimensions, and I call forth my highest manifestation of my spiritual purpose. And you say that a couple times. Take some deep breaths in through your nose. Hold it for 4 seconds. Out through your mouth. It will relax your physical body and open up your mind spiritually. So, be well. Take care of yourself. And until next time, keep your crystals close. Your loved ones closer, of course, and be kind to yourself and everyone else.